All right, so this video is specifically for Winspiration, and it is such a pleasure and joy to be able to be here with you and just share what is deeply most important to me. So when I was about 8 years old, I felt the presence of what I call God, you may call spirit, universe, life force energy. I felt this presence of it in the palm of my hand. And as I felt this energy, I felt this energy holding me at the same time, as if I was holding it and it was holding me. And what I realized in that moment is that God, life force, the universe, the world was all one. It was all intrinsically connected. And so having this awareness very young, when I was 8 years old, I had a deep knowing. And then a few years later, I had a really deep childhood trauma where I was actually told that I was sexually abused from a minister in our church. And all the while, this deep inner knowing to my own self, my own connection to who I was, didn't resonate as truth. Yet I had so many family members taking me to doctors and counselors and telling me this is what had happened. And all the while, I just felt like it just doesn't resonate. It just doesn't feel true. So in that choice to empower myself by trusting myself, I learned how to become very intuitive. I learned how to listen with my heart and feel energy rather than taking things for face value. Rather than just believing what somebody would say, I actually learned to tune in and feel the frequency. And the first thing was to feel truth in my body. So I knew what wasn't true, so I had to learn what was true. So because I trusted what I describe as a gut feeling or an inner knowing that is truly found by connecting with your heart and dropping into your core, I learned to trust it. And I began to teach it simply because it was the way I healed myself. And as I did, I felt this same overwhelming love, all-encompassing oneness and joy of being able to share it. So when I was about 19 years old, I left a full ride scholarship at a traditional college to go start my own practice because I had this deep intuitive knowing that just like you and I are sitting across from each other right now, and deep down, we both know the truth. And I knew that if I just held the space of unconditional love and non-judgment for myself and also my potential clients that I was starting to clairvoyantly see, that they had their own answers. And I simply needed to hold the space and be the conduit, be the channel for that unconditional love. So that's exactly what I did. I followed my intuition to learn more holistic things, and I came across a school called Bennett Stellar University. And Bennett Stellar University was founded by one of my dear friends and mentors, Michael Bennett. And he has since actually crossed over. He's passed to the other side, to the light, to the non-physical. And I still feel him with me today. But in that moment of deciding to open my practice, he was like the wind beneath my wings. He saw me and believed in me. And sometimes that's all we need, is somebody to see and believe in us. Even though we deep down know that we may not always believe it. So in that moment, I actually did believe in myself fully. And he was that wind beneath my wings because I asked him, I said, hey, that Ocean View office over there is part of your school. Do you think maybe I could trade you and your girlfriend for some massages and some yoga and, kind of use my holistic studies and start to pay for that so I could start seeing clients? And he said, yes. So sometimes often when you follow your intuition, there's yeses, right? Because your intuition is going to guide you into that expanse, into that alignment. And so what happened is I created the space. So not only did I feel the space in my heart, I created this beautiful office for people to walk into and to have the experience of being held in their intuition energetically so they could actually feel that love. And I started to create the intuitive success coaching process, which is simply the alignment of the soul. And I channeled this process that activates our energy centers and clears our blocks, our subconscious blocks, so we can be that receptor of our soul's wisdom, of that divine unconditional love. And so as I started this practice, people would come from all ages, like children up to like 50 years old. And keep in mind, I'm like, 19, just starting. And so fully trusting this divine flow and light to flow through me, because I intellectually probably don't know half as much as these people coming to me. But I trusted, and my intention was always pure. It was always to serve them, and knowing their light, right? Actually seeing their light and bringing more of that out, and staying in my light would expand that. It would just expand that energy. So what happened is the natural unfoldment of this practice turned into a wellness center, because I wanted to share more. I wanted to become more, to express more. And so as the wellness center built, I started teaching workshops. I started speaking around the city, and slowly, building a following, or rather quickly building a following. And what I found was, not only did these practices work for our personal development, they also worked in creating businesses. They were helping people, double, triple, quadruple their income. They were helping corporations have more harmony in the workplace. And really, most importantly, each individual was able to experience themselves as the full being that they are. And so it just expanded naturally, and there wasn't an effort. There was a flow of the natural life force energy. And so that's what I really want to invite you to do, is to connect with your core in this moment, to open your heart, to let each and every thought start to meet with the love of your heart, then to drop into your belly, and at the center of your belly, feel this beautiful light radiating outwards, almost like you're pregnant with the light, and it just starts to just take out your whole energetic field just with pure light. And this light just expands all around you like 360 degrees. Just feeling this light contain you and hold you. And then allowing it to be expressed through you. So whatever your natural expression of this light is your soul. And you'll feel it with the expanded feelings. The constricted feelings are usually fear, or you intuitively picking up some energy that maybe won't serve you right now. So you want to move into the expanse, move into the light. So as you do, you will open up to more of your soul's path, which will make you feel fulfilled and happy, because that's why you're here, right? To fulfill your personal mission and your vision, your mission, right? Your reason for being here. So for me, it was to open the school after the wellness center. So I started to open a certification school where we now teach people all over the world this process. And you can find out more at lifeforceconnection.com about this process. So what you can do is, feeling that expanse, you can start to trust more of that intuitive guidance. And so, like I said, challenges can come up. So for me, after I opened the school and started traveling, I was guided to go back to Oregon, which is where I was born. And there was somebody there I knew I was meant to help. And it happened to be one of my previous soulmate partners. And he had actually gotten into a place where he wasn't able to see his 7-year-old. He just had felt so much grief and restriction that it was hard for him to be able to see her. He actually had really shut down a lot of the system. So I came in and was able to energetically work with them, both his ex-partner, him, and the daughter, really without saying anything, to bring the energies together. And once I did, it's like the mission was done, and we realized that, or he walked out on me, right? So I had all this investment in somebody that I loved so much, this mission to help him fulfill, to hold the space for, and to have him walk out on me completely devastated me. So I had to learn how to reestablish love in a different way. So what happened is, I literally described it as my heart broke into 1,000 pieces and spread its light across the world. And what I did is I started following my intuitive visions of helping children. And I would see children that had darker skin, and we were building something. And so I started traveling. I've been to Bali and Thailand, and I'd go to these orphanages and I would help them. I would give them money for food. I would teach them intuition and be present. And what I learned is through the adversity of the challenge that I experienced, I actually became more loving. And that was the only way I could heal myself, was to be more love. And so in doing that, I allowed my soul to fulfill its natural purpose. Without stopping it, I became more light. I became more love. And that's what I invite you to do right now. Whatever is happening in your life, to actually drop into your center, bring your awareness from your head to your heart to your core, and see how you can expand the love within it. Because the love inside of you is actually infinite. And so when you tap into that infinite love, you will be guided to exactly the next step that you need to take for your soul's path. And what I often tell people is you can have an intention and then bring your intuition to marry it. So you have this beautiful divine purpose that is coming through you as your intuition, and your intention is actually just that. It's your intention to live it. It's your intention to create a life you love, to have a business that you love, to have a partnership that you love. Your intention is your mind aligning with your soul, and that merges at your heart. So that's why I always say bring your awareness to the love of your heart first, because that sets everything up to be on the foundation of love. And that is your greatest power. So I hope this information is helpful. Really, the simple steps of connecting with your intuition is move your awareness from your head to your heart to your gut, and allow that light, that expanse, to start leading you and start guiding you on the path of your highest potential. All right. I look forward to connecting with you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.